Move now to a big international story. Violence and looting has spread to new areas of London on Monday night and to a second major city. The shops and cars were set ablaze and authorities struggled to contain the spiraling disorder on a third night of rioting in Britain's capital. You can see the visuals there on your screen. The worst unrest in London in decades saw buildings, vehicles and rubbish dumps set alight, stores burgled and police officers pelted with bottles and fireworks as groups of young people rampaged through neighborhoods across the capital. Well, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, David Cameron, cut short his holiday and would return to London as violence escalated. The Prime Minister is expected to return early from a holiday to chair a meeting of the government's emergency committee. He was on a holiday in Italy with his family.
I and my officers will pursue all those that are engaged in criminality, and we will put them in front of the courts, and we will be asking the courts to send down significant sentences in relation to this form of activity. There are many thousands of young people in London who do not commit crime, and we are seeing communities blighted by the actions of a few. But I do implore people, we do ask people to implore you to actually ask people to clear the way for us, to allow us to arrest those that are engaged in that activity.
Well, I'm now joined by Kajori Sen, NDTV correspondent in London. Kajori, thanks very much for joining me. I believe you are in one of the locations there. What is the current situation? Curfew imposed at various places?
Absolutely, Shilpa. In fact, there were police officers going door to door. As you just heard there, a statement being made very clear that people should not come out on the street. The police is trying to do what it can to control the situation, and that spectators coming on the street would be a problem. But it seems the problem's just getting worse. It started off, of course, with Tottenham, and at that point, everybody was identifying it as a single riot, that's something which could be contained. But today we've seen it grow almost quantumly. It is now penetrating very central London areas like Camden and sort of parts of Notting Hill, as well as Croydon and other very important suburbs. And it's been very interesting to look at what's happening demographically as well. It seems, from what we're hearing from the London Metropolitan Police, that the people coming out on the streets are getting younger. There are photographs of teenagers who've been on the street, and in fact an appeal has been made by the acting Met Department head that parents should find out what their children are doing. That's the level of stress right now. Several tube stations across London are going to be closed tomorrow, including key stations like Oxford Circus and Bond Street, as the London Police tries to get its affairs in order. 1,700 police officers are on the streets of London tonight, trying to ensure that what happened for the last 3 days doesn't happen once again tomorrow.
Well, it is really amazing, Kajori, how the riots have spread. If you can tell us what has been the real cause of the riots. Also, David Cameron has cut short his visit. What will be the plan of action of the government now?
Not just David Cameron, but also, of course, the Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, who wasn't here as well. He was on holiday. Home Secretary Theresa May, also on holiday. All of them have cut short their holidays. In fact, Theresa May has reached London already. She was with the Metropolitan Police at the control room, masterminding the effort to stop the riots. What David Cameron is going to do, that's going to be interesting to see. He hasn't, in fact, his office has not said what the next step of action is going to be. But the fact that he has returned is an indicator of what the emergency is looking like at the moment, of how high the stress is running in London right now. But, of course, you have to see that a situation which looked like being controllable, which could not be controlled, which seems now to be escalating further than anyone ever thought it would, needs serious government intervention. In fact, Ken Livingstone, the former Mayor of London, held a press conference earlier today where he made some very, very crucial points about what the underlying factors for this is. And it seems to boil down to the economic crisis. There have been cuts which were announced just a short while ago. There seems to be an economic frustration among the people of England, particularly among the youth who find themselves unemployed. And it seems that something which started off as one flashpoint agenda has now spread to a more symptomatic dissatisfaction. Shilpa?